Yo, you listening? Are you tired of the same clout-chasing gatekeepers, the same sports media, podcast, and radio with recycled takes and no context?
That's where Touchdowns and Tangents comes in. See, we're different. We give you culturally concise commentary, context for the culture, in-depth NFL analysis. So get ready and prepare yourself for the tangents.
Listen in.
Yes, sir. I'm back. I'm back in my own house. It's Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, touchdowns and tangents.
And I remember to turn my volume off.
Your volume?
I didn't say, whoa, chill, relax. Relax. I'm not taking drugs and I'm not suicidal. I love my life. In case something, no, I'm just playing. But last week I actually had my volume up, so I was kind of like, I sounded really bloated and kind of like out of space. So yeah, that last week was a rough episode because the Wi-Fi kept crapping out, and I'm gonna destroy my laptop. But yeah, we've made it to the last show of 2022. It honestly, this feels like the end of like a really good anime or like a really good show that we spent years watching. Because like 2019 to 2022, honestly, just feels like one big ass year. I just look at it as like the first generation of Degrassi, and we're all graduating.
That's it. I thought there was going to be more.
No, there'll be more. I just want to spread it out.
But yeah, man. You didn't even introduce yourself. You're just talking to the people.
I'm Kenneth Barry. By this point, if you don't know who I am, I don't know what
fuck you.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like,
fuck you.
Google me, motherfucker. Like, I'm out here. Like, I'm really, really out here. More than you think, and less than you would expect.
I don't know. If I search Kenneth Barry, I'll just see some guy who says Kenny covers football. I don't know if that's the same guy.
I mean,
there's no blue check mark, so how would I know?
I mean, fuck a blue check mark at this point. They should have gave me my check. They should have gave me my blue check mark beforehand and said, Mancini's the only one in the fucking crew with a blue check mark. And we're like, you don't even tweet, bro. You weren't even here during the dark ages of Twitter. I'm talking about 2009, 2010, when most of us got on. I wasn't even on Twitter at that point.
I was on Twitter in 2007.
You were on Twitter in 2007?
Yeah. I was an early adopter.
Bro, you're a sick bastard.
I was
There was some wild shit going on Twitter.
I was a square Twitter, 140 characters, fucking tweeting from SMS, motherfucker, back in the day.
Oh, you're a purist.
I was a purist, man. I don't know why they took away the tweet from SMS. That shit was so fucking stupid. I was so mad when they did that. You know how many dumbass ideas I fired off on a text message?
Yes.
A lot.
It's called a group chat. Man. It's called a group chat now.
A lot, man. Yeah, now I just got to share it with my fucking friends. Before I could broadcast it to nobody who wanted to hear it. Like, fuck.
And you couldn't monetize off of it back then. Now all those tweets will get you canceled.
Now I got twice the amount of characters and half the amount of fucking raunchy shit to say.
And if you didn't get famous or break it off on Twitter, they look at you like you don't know anything. And it's like, actually, a more honest adaptation of people who are really doing their thing on Twitter is people who have like 1,200 to like 2,000 followers. Because their shit's actually organic.
All right. So, moving on. What do we need to talk about this week, Kenny?
By the way, we have Nikki here. In case,
oh, yeah. I forgot. Sorry.
Can you hear her? She's still there?
My bad. Should have set you up.
Boomer. Boom.
I was just looking at you laughing at me, and I think that was reassurance.
Is it weird that you need people laughing at you to get their approval?
Oh, here we go with Kenny's fucking insightful thoughts.
Therapy hour.
Shit again,
therapy hour.
Not this shit
Touchdowns
again,
to therapy.
What was that dumbass shit you said? Oh, what does okay mean? That was the fucking word.
I thought we were past that. You said we weren't going to talk. I'm over that shit.
That was the worst.
I mean, it still makes sense. Don't get mad at me.
No, it doesn't.
Don't make me argue a point. We already had the argument in the group chat. I legally consented to never bring it up again, and you're bringing it up again. You're breaching the contract, sir. You already lost the Sammy Watkins bet, so you owe me like shrimp and grits from the Crossroads. Actually, no, I don't even like shrimp like that. Shrimp is disgusting. I'll take chicken and grits.
Why is shrimp disgusting? What's wrong
Shrimp
with
is
you?
fucking nasty, bro. Shrimp
No,
is a
it's
waste
not.
of. Shrimp is not good.
Yes, it is. You're an idiot.
No, you think.
I know. I think shrimp's low key overrated too.
I mean, I'll
Thank
say
you.
I'll say it's overrated, but I won't say it sucks.
Oh, really?
Like-
So how come people can die eating it?
You can make shrimp 1,000 different ways.
No,
Like,
potatoes you can make 1,000 different ways.
shrimp
Potatoes
you
are
can
great.
you can make
Potatoes are
1,000
great.
shrimp you can make 1,000
No,
different ways.
frying something is not a different way of cook. It's not a
Yes,
different
it
style.
is. Yes, it is. You can
Like,
fucking
chicken
bread it and
marsala
fry it.
is a
You can fucking scampi it. You can fucking
Scampi
sushi it. You can fucking ceviche it. You can fucking
Did you
just
say
eat it like a
ceviche?
fucking cocktail.
Now you're just adding words to it. You can fucking
and
avocado it.
there's like 30 different fucking ceviches, bro. So that's 30 different niches alone.
Okay, first
You can
off,
barbecue it. You can fucking saute it.
You only said
You
four
can
things.
fucking throw it on a kebab. You can do it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with a piece of shrimp, man.
There's ways of cooking something, and there's ways
You just
to eat
have
something.
bad fucking
I just don't-
frozen
no,
fucking
shrimp
store
is
shrimp,
overrated.
bro.
No,
It's
I've
not.
had
It's not.
shrimp right out the
If
fucking
you have
water.
good fresh shrimp and that shit's cooked right, that shit is bomb, bro.
Shrimp is technically a bottom feeder of the ocean. So
Okay,
just like catfish.
so
I'd rather eat red snapper.
so.
Red snapper's the lowest form of fish.
Well,
I'll
you eat tilapia, bro. I've seen you eat tilapia.
I stopped
don't,
eating
don't
tilapia.
lie.
I
Don't
stopped eating-
lie,
fuck
bro.
you. I
I've
stopped
seen you
eating
eat. I've
tilapia.
seen you eat
I
fucking
stopped eating
squy
tilapia.
or whatever.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
I stopped
shut
eating
your ass
tilapia
up, bro.
a long
Shut
time
your
ago,
ass
bro.
up, bro.
You came to my job
You
one
don't even-
time
you don't
and
even-
saw me eating fish.
You don't
Nah,
even
shut
like
up.
shellfish, bro.
I
So
don't.
I don't
I
even.
hate it.
So you're not even qualified to talk about
Yes,
this.
I am.
That's like me
I have
talking
people in my
about.
family
That's
that
like
allergic
me
to
saying
shellfish.
grits are overrated, bro.
I'll stab you.
That's
to
like
death.
me saying grits
I'll-
are overrated.
I'll stab you to
I
death.
don't like grits, bro. So how am I gonna say they're overrated?
Well, first off,
how am I gonna say grits suck? I don't like them.
Technically, you're Mexican.
That's
grits
different.
isn't really a part of your diet like that.
Okay,
Cream
but
of
you don't
wheat-
hear me
cream
saying,
of
"Oh, they
wheat,
suck,
boys, cream of
bro."
wheat's nasty. Cream of wheat's basic as fuck. I'd rather eat oatmeal, and I hate oatmeal. Oatmeal looks like shit and tastes just about the same. But anyway,
Rather just have a fucking Eggo.
I'd rather just have bootleg waffles
He said, "Not even an Eggo." He said, "Give me the fucking Vons brand
when like one waffle in the pack always is black.
with the small, not even the blueberry Johns, the fucking polka dots of blueberry."
Nah, you gotta get the chocolate chip. You gotta get the chocolate chip.
Not even
It's
chocolate
one
chips.
chocolate chip in the fucking. It's one chocolate chip in the middle, but it's like 3 for $5. So you're like, hey, fuck it, I'm a broke college student. Let's do this.
If I eat the middle all at once, it makes like one big chocolate chunk. Like,
If I save up, if I buy $1 worth of cinnamon, I can just spread it across there and just like melt it, and I'll pretend like it tastes like chocolate. Wow, things you do with poverty meals or something else. But anyway, speaking of which, like potatoes or something, you can do like 100 different things with.
what can you do with potatoes that you can't do with shrimp?
Are you fucking serious?
Give me one.
Have you ever had yams?
Yams aren't fucking potato. Oh my god!
Yams are
You hear what
potatoes.
I- you hear-
Sweet
you-
potatoes.
You see this?
Yams,
You see
sweet
this?
potatoes.
They're not the same thing, bro.
They fucking are.
They're not the same
they're-
thing.
they
They're
are.
a different vegetable.
They're the same.
So you're just gonna fucking group?
They're related. They're
Are they
related.
though?
They're
So you just
they're definitely
looping
related.
fucking zucchini and cucumber
Well,
together?
chill. Now you're going too fucking far.
That's what I'm
That's
saying, bro.
incestuous. That's incestuous. You're going a little bit too far there.
But I'm just saying, you're saying
No.
fucking
Waffles
yams and
pan-
potatoes are
okay.
the same.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll give you a serial killer.
No.
Let me give you a
I'm
serial
still
killer
waiting, though.
test.
I'm still waiting though.
First off, all the different ways. French fries. Literally,
You can
potatoes can become a whole different fucking thing.
You can
They're
literally
a whole different dish.
you can literally fry shrimp with French
but
fries.
it's just fried
You
shrimp.
can literally
It's
fry
just
it.
fried
You can
shrimp.
bread it.
That's it.
You can bread it.
That's it. You don't have to bread potatoes.
Popcorn shrimp.
You don't have to bread potatoes though.
You can.
That's a wait.
There's wedges.
Why would you bread potato?
Wedges.
No,
Not
that's
to interrupt,
seasoning.
But yams are
Adjacent?
Yams belong to a different vegetable family than potatoes.
Oh shit, that's a different gang. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
they
a
were
whole
like,
different game, bro.
damn.
That's why they have protein.
I was set tripping. I don't know. So what is it like in the same family as like a radish or some shit?
I think they're like I'm trying to like call back to my college botanical class, but it's like
Let's go, Texas A&M. Damn you.
So potatoes are in the nightshade family, and then yams are, I want to say they're in the flowering vine family.
So one grows underground, one can grow above ground, essentially.
I think.
So I was like nightshade. I figured like potatoes would have to be growing underground or in the ground, and then you pull them up. Whereas if it's on a vine, it's obviously above ground, and we need sunlight, right?
I'm not an expert. I don't know. I don't want to claim to be an expert, but I know they are in different families because my professor told us that. So
that's lit. Okay, well, I stand corrected.
That's the one thing I gained from that class.
There you go. See, college was worth it after all.
Can they say that you don't use education in real life? There you go. Just did.
Yep. But
anyways, the point is you can fry shrimp.
Yeah, but you could fry anything. You could fry an Oreo. You could fry a tire.
You can.
You could fry these microphones.
You literally
that means
could.
you wouldn't fucking eat it.
You could.
Like a potato.
Okay, so I'm waiting for something you can do with a fucking potato you can't do with shrimp.
Mashed potatoes, and some people
ceviche, chopped up, same thing.
No
fucking salad.
Okay, if you mash a shrimp, it's just mashed shrimp.
But if you chop it, it's kind of the same thing.
No, the fuck it's not.
It's adjacent.
No, because I could chop up some potatoes and then fry them on the skillet.
But are mashed potatoes really just a potato salad?
Whoa. See, first
yeah.
No, because I worked in a deli. And you know white people who do fucked up shit with potatoes and salad. I've seen some horrendous potato salad in my day. Raisins, carrots, fucking cherries. I saw fucking... Bro, somebody put a
carrots
cherry...
aren't that bad.
Somebody put a cherry
Carrots
tomato...
aren't that bad.
Carrots and a potato salad.
That makes sense.
I'm calling the police.
That makes sense.
No, it doesn't. How does carrots and a potato salad make sense with a red cherry tomato?
Don't celery and carrots fuck with each other heavy?
That's a vegetable platter.
Okay.
That's not a salad.
People put celery into potato salad, so you can also put.
No, you would need mayonnaise though. That's the only reason why they fuck with each other.
You can put mayonnaise in it.
Yeah, of course, because potato salad, you need mayonnaise. You need a lot of mayonnaise. Now, if you're going to chop up something, like chop up vegetables in really small pieces and sprinkle it on, that's one thing. But you don't just have a big-ass carrot chunk like it's a stew in a salad.
No,
and people do that.
Definitely not. It's got to be shredded. It's got to be like fucking dull carrot.
Exactly. It has to be shavings. Like my sister made me chili dogs. And she shaved. She didn't chop up the onions. She used a grater and she grated it. And I was like, don't ever do this again. I was like, you got to chop the onions. Like she tried. It was good.
My dad is like that. He likes thick onions like that.
I don't like thick onions unless you're gonna put some fucking honey on it or saute these fucking onions.
But if you're chopping them, then they're thick.
No, but they're thick and small, which is it's better to eat chopped onions. On a taco or whatever, then shredded, and it's like
I like the long shreds.
It's almost like when
I wish someone took that extra time to do that for me.
I mean,
instead, I just fucking take a bite of an onion with whatever I'm eating.
That's horrible.
I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
That's a horrible existence. Okay, I gotta ask you something since we're on it. Is a waffle a fake food?
Yes.
So is a pancake real or is a pancake fake too?
I mean, technically, they're both processed food.
They're like the compound sentences of food.
Technically, they're both a poverty meal.
Damn, are pancakes really poverty meals?
Yeah, definitely, 1,000%.
Yeah, you need milk. Literally, you need ingredients though. So if you have all these ingredients to make pancake mix, you can't be that poor.
It's not, if you just have hot dogs. The ingredients aren't that crazy. It's what? Flour, water, fucking
milk, vanilla extract if you want to get fancy.
But like literally, it's butter. Literally making a cake, making bread out in a pan. That's literally what you're doing.
But it's bread's a different texture than pancakes.
But it's essentially
texture
you're
everything.
Making bread
Shout
in a
out
pan.
To the girl we had on from Texas.
Because you broke and you can't make real bread.
Okay,
it's just we've turned that into a tradition of eating it at breakfast to where now it associates with like nostalgia and like a good old American breakfast. Side of pancakes with shit, but like,
damn,
pancakes really.
So what's more?
Pancakes basically the hoe that got made into a housewife and is like thriving, doing well. and like a better mom than half of the moms with parents.
So not Kim Kardashian. No, I'm not gonna name names. But damn, that's actually really interesting. Now that you say that.
All right, man. So what else we got to talk about?
Well, I'm trying to hold off on the eulogy of a certain person's career. But what the fuck is that?
The water?
I was about to say, bro, like, you got your neighbors be wild upstairs.
All of them. All my neighbors wild.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you think they feel listening to our podcast every week?
Hey man, that's free. It's a courtesy.
Like, why do these dudes breathe so loud and then yell at each other in between fucking breathing so loud?
It's like an unofficial timestamp.
Mute your mic. You're hitting the cord. You're holding it by the cord.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So, well, let's just talk about it. The Chargers beat the Colts, and it was like that game took forever to end on Monday night. It was like, please just hurry up and die. Just hurry up and die. Like those old movies where like somebody gets shot and then they're screaming in slow motion and it takes them 30 minutes to die. That's like watching the Colts. It was so painful to watch. And honestly, the Chargers are getting hot at the right time. I think they could surprise some people. Like all
They
the
gotta
players
be healthy though.
All the players who are usually hurt are healthy now. Joey Bosa is going to be coming back. They get in the playoffs, and I think they're washing whoever they play. If the Jaguars get in, well, the Titans just lost.
Boy.
The Titans aren't making the playoffs. Ryan Tannehill's done. Derrick Henry's going to be done.
Bosa's coming back.
Bosa's coming back. The defense proved they could shut an elite offense down because they scrapped up the Dolphins. I'll wait on the Tua thing, but the Chargers.
No, we should talk about that.
No, we are, but like I want to get this Chargers thing out the way because we got to look. Herbert didn't make the Pro Bowl, right? 4,000 passing yards, like 22 or 23 touchdowns to like 10 picks or some shit. He really, like, if you put him on the Dolphins, oh my God, they'd probably be like 15-1 right now. Like, if you gave him better receivers and an offensive line that was upright, like, I feel like he's the only thing keeping the Chargers up, and Austin Eckler. Like, if you just took those two dudes and put them on the Green Bay Packers, I think the Packers are damn near undefeated. Like, it's just amazing how you have these young quarterbacks in situations, and teams are like, you finally get a generational talent, and like the Ravens, you don't want to pay them. But all your running backs are trash, and all your receivers are hurt. So unless you want Lamar to go play receiver too, like, fucking pay the man. And if I were him, I would sit out too. My knee's still hurt. We making the playoffs. Don't trip. Now, if you're gonna pay me, I'll play in the playoffs. And let's say let's say Lamar wills the Ravens to a Super Bowl somehow on the back of the defense and him. You're not gonna pay that man. You paid Joe Flacco, but you're not gonna pay Lamar Jackson. Like, the Chargers are gonna have to pay Justin Herbert. They can get rid of Keenan Allen because they got Mike Williams locked up. You know, they can keep Kenneth Murray. He's still pretty cheap and he's young and he's playing good. Drew Tranquill. Like, they can keep most of that defense together. Derwin James, honestly, is a linebacker in the safety's body, and he almost killed that receiver. I don't get why safeties don't just wrap up. Like, honestly, I think it would have been on that tackle where he got called for, like, he got ejected. I think it would have actually been a worse had he properly wrapped up because he would have blown through that dude's spine and possibly paralyzed him. That was a mercy hit. Because if you wrap up and where his shoulder would hit, it would hit him right in the center of his spine. He'd be a defenseless receiver, and then Derwin James would have thrown him. Derwin James is like 230, bro, at safety. Like, he's a big fucking dude. So, and you factor that in, like, I just think the Chargers are a team to really worry about in the playoffs. The Colts, honestly, if they don't go get D'Amico Ryans away from the Niners, I just think they're idiots. Because your defense is the only thing you have to hang on to. And you got to fix that offense. Like, unless you want Derek Carr as your quarterback. factor in, you know, you factor in that they're actually the Rams made the Super Bowl, lose, they blow out Denver. Denver fires Hackett. 'Cause the defense clearly quit on them. The defense just finally caved in. Just like all Brandon Staley has to do is just not fuck this up.
I think the other coordinator that should get a lot of consideration too is Raheem Morris.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
think
mean,
Leftwich-
he's had the defense playing hard even without Aaron Donald, and even before Aaron Donald left, they lost some pieces and they still kept the ship moving.
How about
And he kind of got a raw deal in his first,
how about
stint.
Leftwich?
and he was good with the Falcons when he took over for them.
Yeah, how about Leftwich though? Because how much of that is Tom Brady's fault? He leads the league in completion no, not completions. He leads the leagues in passing attempts and completions. He's
So,
so like
so here's the thing,
500 passes.
So
this
here's
year.
the thing, right? And they were talking about this yesterday in the Twitter Spaces, but it's like NFL.
Oh, yeah. Phil said you said some foul shit.
Yeah, the NFL. One of the dudes was talking about. He was like, yeah, like people don't really know NFL fucking play calling. He's like, everyone wants to talk about play calling, but like nobody really understands the intricacies of play calling and the analytics and blah blah. And I was like, but neither do the coaches. That's why they have fucking special assistants. That's why they have fucking analyst gurus. Like, yeah. But at the end of the day, football is not a game of possibility. Football is a game of execution. Period.
Exactly.
And then you want to talk about I forgot what the stat was, but it was he shot out some like advanced analytics stat that was like predicted completion percentage, like
Predicted.
like if the receiver is open, you don't miss him, or like whatever. It accounts for drops, it accounts for all these different things. I'm like, bro, there's a million reasons why someone could drop a ball.
And completion percentage is one of the most overrated.
No, but that's what I'm
statistics
saying. That's what he was saying
in
with this.
general.
But that's what I'm saying though, is that's why he brought up this statistic of like it rolls out like the times where people drop passes, rolls out like the times where people just make like incredible catches over three different people. It's all about like, if the receiver's open, do you hit the receiver? Yes or no? Like, is the play successful like it should be because the person who should be open is open? Are you executing that? But I'm like, bro, there's a million different reasons, million different variables. Like, you can't just simplify it to one simple stat like that. Like, it's not realistic. And so that's why it's like, yeah, nobody's ever going to understand every single thing of a fucking football field and football possibility. You don't have to. You just need to win a fucking game. You just need to beat the team in front of you. And that's the problem, is like all these people want to be so fucking cute and make Sports Center and fucking rejuvenate fucking offenses and defenses, bro. But fuck all that. Just beat the team in front of you and do that 18 times. And then if you're lucky, you get to do it for 5 more.
True.
Like, don't make it hard. It's not it. Yes, it's hard, but we make it harder than it is. Like, just fucking execute. It's like
Football.
you don't need to know every single fucking analytic to know, hey, the dude who makes contact should be hitting first or second, and the dude who's a fucking slugger should be batting third and fourth. Like, it's common sense, bro.
Yep. And the guy who steals bases should probably be your leadoff hitter.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, we don't understand it all, but also we don't need to see the obvious, especially when we're watching the game and living the game. So,
Like, for example, in the Kansas Bowl game against Arkansas, they try to reverse on the last play of triple overtime, and it's like the receiver was wide open in the end zone, and the backup QB threw it. Why the fuck would you have the backup QB throw that pass? He's coming in cold, and Jalen Daniels just set a fucking NCAA record because he had over 500 yards passing, 5+ touchdowns, and set like 7 bowl records in one game, and they were down 23 points. Like, and he got you your last 3 scores. Like, why would you? Like, but some coaches, they're like, you know what? I tried to get fancy at the wrong possible time. Same thing with Brandon Staley last year against the Raiders. Made a bad call at the wrong time. I don't think Rich Bisaccia would have went for the first down had he not called that timeout. They would have just been content with the tie, and then both teams would have made it in the playoffs. But, you know, people make dumb decisions sometimes. Like, somebody should have told Pete Carroll, hey, I should just leave Reggie on the field. On the side, on the strong side, so that way somebody has to go out there with him. Or I should start Reggie in the backfield and have him motion out so the defense has to go over to him, and then I could run it to Lindale because it's a lighter box. But
Oh no!
in that moment, he did some stupid shit. And in the moment with Russell Wilson, why the fuck would you throw inside knowing it's the red zone? All the defenses on the inside. The play before, Marshawn Lynch was in the flat all by himself. I don't give a fuck if you think he can't catch it or not. He's averaging 6 yards a carry in the Super Bowl and just had like a 30-yard catch earlier in the drive. I'm going to take Marshawn Lynch in the flat against the corner with him.
This man is talking about shit from 20 and 10 years ago.
But I'm saying, like, it's a historical thing. Like, you can go back into history and watch coaches go, why the fuck did you do that when you could have just did this?
And if the Lakers would have got Chris Paul, I'm just playing.
If Paul George had played better if Paul George had played better in that playoff series. But yeah.
College football.
I mean, we didn't. I guess we'll talk about the other stuff later. But yeah, so college football. Washington is currently beating Texas in Alamo Bowl. Love to see it. Look how I have no idea why my avatar is a fucking cat in a hoodie. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yo, what is that? I think you probably put a filter on.
Yeah. By the way, we have a special person in the chat room, Cedric Welton. How you doing, sir?
What's good, Seed?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Living, man. Look at the day above ground, so I'm good.
I feel it. So you been keeping up with bowl season?
Bowl season. You know what, man? It's my week off. I have not. I think I just caught some of the Florida State game that was just on while I was working?
Florida State, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Everybody, it's funny. They were talking about, or LSU was talking about how Keyshawn Boutte, he said he was going to come back to LSU because Jaden Daniels was coming back. And then he turned around and said, nah, I'm going to go pro.
Was that announced today?
He announced it a couple days ago. And it's funny. You look at all these, like everybody's gearing up for the draft and guys are just stepping away from bowl games. They got Grayson McCall at Coastal Carolina. Him and the starting center, they're in the transfer portal, but they're playing in their bowl game at Coastal Carolina. And people are like, should you be allowed to do that? I don't know. I think that whole process
don't have the same meaning as they used to.
Definitely not.
Like, there's so many bowl games. I'm just like, I mean, shout out to New Mexico because they got their bowl win. Jerry Kill, his first bowl win in like 40 years, and like he was the Minnesota head coach, and he was having a bunch of seizures and had like a lot of medical issues, and he goes to New Mexico and turns them into a winner. So kudos to him for that. But
what do you guys feel like they should do with the bowl system? I mean, besides the monetary value that goes to the institutions, like how should they, I guess, make it more beneficial for the kids on the field?
They kind of already started with, I think it's the bowl game with Oklahoma and FSU. Micah Pittman apparently had like a Cheez-Its NIL deal, so he stayed in a custom decked out room that was designed by Cheez-Its. So like, it's weird. You can have an NIL deal, and let's say it happens to line up with the bowl game you're in. so you get extra perks. Like I feel like that's what it's just come down to is like everything is just advertising dollars and free merch for these kids.
Yeah, I think you got to do something. You got to just continue to expand the playoffs and make it more competitive. I mean, that's really the only reason why you would make people want to play.
Because I would cap it at 7 teams.
Because I mean, realistically, like honestly, like even if you had NIL money, if you're making $1 million in NIL money, are you really gonna play a bowl game that could mess up your whole draft for another $10K from Cheez-Its?
But Cats are Sam Hartman just won a bowl game for Wake Forest. He's the all-time touchdown leader in ACC history with like 110 touchdown passes. He's been in college like almost 6 years. He had part of his rib cage removed earlier this year. He almost died. And like he's in the transfer portal. So it's almost like if you know you're not going to make the league, you're just hopping around to the next opportunity, and Cats are just going to pick up money that way.
I don't know. I think ultimately the bowl games come down to tradition, and like the rest of college football, all of that's been disruptive. So, while I don't think it's necessarily like, oh, we should just totally outright get rid of it, because I think there's still some value to playing that celebratory game at the end of a season. However, like if you're a serious player who's going to play at the next level, those benefits don't outweigh the liabilities. So to me, the only way to offset that is to add more competitive weight to the bowl games, which, you know, to me means expanding the playoffs and linking those two things together some way, somehow. What do you think, Seed?
You know what? I feel like bowl games have lost meaning for the longest period of time. Really extra games. With NIL, I guess it can help. You can add more perks, more money, but I still think it's pretty futile to even do it. Traditions change after time. I feel like they should just eliminate them at a certain point, especially if the viewership numbers aren't there. You're almost just doing all the pomp and circumstance, not even pull that money in with viewership and ticket sales if it doesn't add up.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I could see that too. I think on that side of it, I mean, that's a question for like broadcast and cable, because overall those viewership's going to be down. So I think they could make it better by even just fixing that problem by like having it on demand, having it. I don't know, but yeah,
Even if I have the rights to the bowl games to where your diehard college fans can tune in. Did you guys happen to catch the numbers of NFL's NBA on Christmas?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, it's very lopsided. Almost 3 times a difference between NFL winning the viewership battle on Christmas.
That's wild. They should have had the Clippers play.
Yeah.
Here we go with the
There's 3
Clippers.
times the viewership for the most highest or the most competitive game, which I think was Boston-Milwaukee. Whatever that second window game, I think it was Broncos, I want to say, like tripled the viewership.
Yikes, the Broncos tripled the viewership. That's bad. And I mean, it didn't help having the Lakers started off. So
I'm trying to not talk about the Lakers for at least the rest of this year and half of next year, because it's just not. It's not going to be good. The only professional team in a worse spot than the Lakers are the Commanders and the Raiders right now. Like, the Lakers are utterly hopeless going into this season. Even if Anthony Davis comes back, like, he'll just get hurt again.
You said Commanders, so I think that's my cue. Just got through covering working this Cowboys game pretty much. And the Cowboys always look like they can be had. So there's no doubt in my mind that the Commanders can actually beat the Cowboys next week and still get in the playoffs. And that's where that playoff matchup gets enticing. Number 2. And if it's Minnesota, I like against Minnesota. As long as the team is healthy, still got weapons on offense. The defense, reason they lost last week, they had a few defensive starters out, which plays a big deal. Cam Curl, Benjamin, St. Juice were all out. Those guys make a big difference in how the defense plays as a unit. Offense coordinator side, the argument like Wentz gives the team a better chance passing the ball. So if you're going to be a run-first offense, you got to be able to hit certain throws. A lot of throws Heineke just can't hit, not consistently. That's even before we get to talk about like the timely turnovers that happen once a week.
Well, that tide turned pretty quick.
Good question. We're pretty much done with college. Like Washington's beating Texas 27-10 in the Alamo Bowl. I'll be live at the Cotton Bowl in 2 days. Or the game is on January 2nd, but I'm leaving Saturday morning. I have to get out there. USC versus Tulane. That should be real interesting. But Jordan Addison's not playing in the game. Andrew Voorhees isn't playing. They're both considered first-round picks. Voorhees just hasn't been – he won't be able to recover from all his injuries in time. Addison's ankle is messed up, but they got people going him like in the top 15. And as of late, receivers have been hitting pretty good in the draft. Now, I'm not really sure about the TCU receiver, but if you look at this first round and how it's shaping up, I think this is going to be a deeper draft than people think about. Like,
what, receiver position?
No, overall. Like, because there were way more star-studded names last year, and then they literally made the whole Kenny Pickett, QB, Malik Willis thing a whole saga when none of the dudes are ready to play. And honestly, Kenny Pickett looks just about what I thought he was. Seen him in Mobile till now. It's all these, because I don't like with the QB class. I really only think there's 4 guys who are gonna actually not only get drafted in the first 3 rounds, but actually make an impact on the pros. I think Bryce Young, obviously Stroud, Richardson. I think needs to go to the right situation so he can develop. If Baltimore somehow swung that, I'd be shocked, but I don't think they are. I don't know why the hell Max Duggan declared. I don't know who told him that was a good idea. I guess he figured I might as well get while the getting's hot. But Will Levis is pretty much a guaranteed, even though he drinks mayonnaise in his coffee, which is, I think, just a sin and disgusting. And he's off my draft board because of it. Bottom line is, do you think Derek Carr is a good fit on the Washington Commanders? I just want to know.
That was the worst setup of all time.
I mean, their quarterback situation is kind of bad. I had to wean out all the options. It's like, would you realistically want Derek Carr as your starting quarterback next year instead of Tyler Heineke?
No, I think I muted the Zoom, so I don't know if they heard you or not.
Wow.
I didn't hear a word you said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think he heard you. Yeah, sorry.
Thanks,
Then
Pete.
again, It's all right.
I didn't know if it was a connection issue on my end. So I didn't want to interrupt your.
Damn, bro. How long was I going?
It's all right. You guys just missed the worst setup of all time. Kenny was just rambling off draft prospects, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, how about Derek Carr and the Commanders?"
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything for a while. I thought I lost connection.
I thought he hung up. I was like, oh shit, everybody just left. I was like, damn.
But yeah, see,
Around 45 seconds.
what do you think about Derek Carr potentially being the Commanders quarterback?
Or them drafting a QB.
So, like, we're going to get the same thing we have every year with the over glorification of quarterbacks in the draft. I personally want to see the Commanders go defensive back in the first round, if possible, depending on draft spot, or like best available alignment if it makes sense. They're almost absolutely going to make like a lateral move at quarterback. I really don't get the Derek Carr hate. I really don't. So as Raider fans, you guys can probably help me out. He's still young. I know he has his flaws and mistakes, but I mean,
I'll put it to you like this, man. The easiest way to put it is like in basketball terms. It's like Derek Carr is a dude who can score 20, but he's not an all-star. He's not a superstar. He's not the solution, but he's also not the problem. So that's why
he's definitely
essentially, yeah.
He's definitely a problem.
So that's why we've gotten 8 years of kind of the same thing. And he's been the best quarterback ever drafted by the Raiders and the best homegrown quarterback ever. And
so how do you punt on that when they've had so much turnover with the head coaching, have never had a top 15 defense in that time he's been there?
Yeah, and we understand all that because we've lived through all that as well. But the issue is, like, if you read his combine breakdown, it's literally exactly the same 8-9 years in.
He's never progressed
as it was then.
He's never gotten any better.
Okay, so it's a lack of development. So do you blame that on Derek Carr or blame it on like the churn of the systems that he's been in?
I blame it on him because you've been a pro for 9 years. Like, if a linebacker's in the league for 9 years, he gets better and progresses. A corner's in the league for 9 years, you have to get better and progress. A quarterback who was handed a starting job never progressed in 9 years. They gave him weapons. He still wasn't progressing. He still was finding ways to lose games. And then this year, you give him Devontae Adams, who leads the league in receiving touchdowns. And then Josh Jacobs has a career year. And this dude has a career worst year.
Okay, I feel that.
It's
so. Here's a counter question.
Okay.
Because one of my close friends is also a Raider fan. Do you feel like, and I think Adams made a gesture to this earlier today, do you feel like Adams and Carr are a package deal at this point?
I think Adams only was there because of Carr. I think Adams will go to the highest bidder. He'll even go, shit, I'm not going to say he's going to go to Buffalo because they ain't got the bread. But he'll go somewhere. I could see him going. I could see him ending up with the Chargers if they find the money to do it and get rid of Keenan.
You got to get this fantasy out of your head because you were throwing that around last year.
You get rid of Keenan Allen.
You literally threw that around last year.
You get rid of Keenan Allen and you have Devontae. Devontae can get out of this contract after this year. He can just be like, I'm out. So, I mean,
I don't think he can say he's out. I think they can say they're out.
Yeah, but like he has an out. Like he's like, bro, I'm not rebuilding. I'm not starting over. I'm in year 8 or 9. Like I'm chasing Hall of Fame numbers. He has like what 85 receiving touchdowns. Like, come on, he's building a Hall of Fame career in his prime. He's in the perfect spot to be on a Super Bowl winning team.
That's the thing, though, is like I can't imagine Adams being traded to the Chargers, to the Niners, to the Rams, maybe the Seahawks.
No,
because he wants to stay on the West Coast
for DK.
So where else is he going to go?
To train with Chicago to be assholes. He can catch in cold weather, so I mean, unlike Carr, he could actually play in cold weather.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm not. I wouldn't go as far to say that they're packaged, but I will say I don't know where else Adams go that makes more sense.
So who's the quarterback that makes sense? Since the Raiders are married to Josh McDaniels, is it Tom?
Hell no.
Tom get reunited in?
Nope. Tom needs to retire.
It's Tom, Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett.
Nope.
And then probably a young guy. That's what I think.
I think
the top 3 are in a young guy.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't retire, he comes to Vegas.
Do they have the bread for it?
I mean, if he's willing to take a discount, it's like, bro, you played like trash this year. So
I want Washington to get Aaron Rodgers a bust, but I will acknowledge that Derek Carr is an upgrade over whatever we have right now.
Fair enough. I agree with that.
Because my thing is,
I just need somebody to get Terry, Jahan, and Curtis Samuel the ball. Like I won't be picky as a Commanders fan.
Yeah, because Terry's too good to be not having the touchdown.
Well, the good thing is Derek Carr throws the ball low, so he likes smaller receivers. So you got that for you.
You will get your
I
receiver
think Derek
concussed,
Carr's
though.
issue is that he doesn't. He falls in love with the home run ball too much. Doesn't take the checkdowns, build drives. Is that fair?
It's a mix of both. It's both. Sometimes he takes the Brett Favre throw. Sometimes he throws a check down on 3rd and 15, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
Another time, just 3rd and 3, and he won't run.
And he'll throw it away. Like so,
You run a 4.6.
It's really just the mental processing. Like it's the processing. It's the way he sees the field. Like it's a lot, and that's why it's hard because there is stuff there. Like he's not completely trash. It's just it hasn't worked, and we're tired of seeing it.
As a franchise, he's not in the
I guess
league.
that's where I haven't understood the hate from because I feel like he's not a scrub, but there's so much of I guess Raider fans have grown tired with the same story year in year out.
Yeah, because even with this last Steelers game, the 3 picks and the bad performance, it's like I was telling some people on the Twitter spaces, it's like he did the same thing in 2017 on Christmas Day versus Philly when they had an outside shot and all they had to do was win out to make the playoffs. He was throwing ducks in the cold, and cold weather Carr is a thing. Like he doesn't play well in cold weather outside of Pittsburgh, which we saw how that went on Sunday.
So it's just it's a situation where people are tired of him. Like you can't keep saying it's on me, and there's no progression. Like eventually, it's on you, and it is your fault, and we need to move on.
He wore a sleeve for Kobe and went 7-9. That's what turned it on me. That's when I was done.
I was like,
when he wore the sleeve and went 7-9.
we're doing it for Kobe.
With no playoff wins.
Bro, you didn't even have any game winners. You weren't clutch at all that year. And you just...
Wait, can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Is this Derek Carr's worst season to date, statistically speaking?
Since his rookie year,
yes. He leads the league in picks.
So how much does that have to do with Josh McDaniels?
Well, Dak Prescott is tied for that lead tonight with less games played.
Yep.
It's like Dak has a reason because like the offense they wanted to be an aired out offense when they have 2 running backs who are about to hit 1,000 yards rushing. Like they had to kind of because Zeke has like about 900 and Tony Pollard has 988. So they kind of had to figure.
Kenny thought Zeke had like 600.
I thought he had a cool 780.
Disrespectful.
I thought he had a cool 780. He's not gonna hit 1,000 yards though.
He might.
Bro, they're done with Zeke in Dallas. I'm just letting you know that. When he ends up on the
10 touchdowns.
when he has 11. When Zeke
he has
11
9 straight games with the touchdown.
Hey, when Zeke he didn't score a touchdown today.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He
yeah.
literally scored the first touchdown.
Yeah.
See what I deal with?
He didn't hit 10 points in fantasy though. That's why you really hurting.
Pollard does all the work for Zeke.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank you. He averages 5.3 yards of carries to Zeke 4.1.
Pollard has to be the feature. Everybody gonna see he's not that type of guy.
He's not, bro, and he gets a lot of shotgun looks. He gets a lot of 5 and 6 man boxes. But people don't look at that.
This is like a story old as time. He's not gonna be that guy if he has to be.
He wasn't even that guy in Memphis. You're the one who told me that.
He was that guy in Memphis, actually. It was
You're
him,
the one who told me that.
Him, Kenneth Gainwell, and another dude. That Memphis offense was low-key stacked. They had Calvin Austin III. That Memphis offense was stupid stacked for a minute. But, yeah, it's just... I think the thing with Carr is how he's leaving is the most cowardly and kind of like exposes a piece of his character because it's like, bro, if you're a real captain, you eat that benching like a man. The same way Matt Ryan did. The same way Carson Wentz has. Like, you don't just, I'm going to leave, I'm going to not be a distraction, I'm going to go home, but you still got a C on your chest. So we should strip you of your captainship. Since you're going home, you're abandoning the ship. Denzel Perriman's on IR. Chandler Jones is on IR. So, I mean, like, I would give that captain that letter C to somebody else. If I'm Josh Jacobs, I'm like, you know what? If I get offered $15 million, I'm going to see what the Dolphins got. I'm going to see what the Dolphins got for me. I'm going to see what the Bills got for me. because all he needs is a bag, guaranteed money. And I can see him leaving.
I'm not even sure if I want him.
I
14
mean,
million is a lot of money for a running back. That's half the cap.
his career year. Career year. He's leading the league in rushing. He has 1,900 yards from scrimmage. You not gonna pay that man?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. I'm glad that's a decision that I don't have to make.
See,
Because that one could go either way.
You wanna
That
pay
one could go either way.
You want to pay? I would rather pay Jacobs and keep the locker room and the offense intact and let go of Carr than to keep Carr after the Super Bowl and let Jacobs walk. Because somebody's leaving out of the three of those.
They
people.
all are, honestly. I think they all are. I think Carr's out of there. I think Waller's out of there, and I think Jacobs is out of there.
I mean,
all different ways. They're all out.
I mean, Waller's really. I think Carr just didn't want to throw Waller the ball because in that Chargers game, in that first game of the season, bro, he was open so many times downfield, and it's like I get it. You're gonna keep getting hurt blocking or running routes and blowing your hamstring out. And you're running downfield, and the safety can't cover you, and he's not faster than you, and you're not like, bro. I would have thrown him the ball. I would have threw 15 times at Nasir Adderley, because he was getting ate up by Waller. Like, and then you throw a pass to Hunter Renfrow, and it's like, so you want him to get concussed again? You want him to get his brain blown out again? Okay. Carr gets his receivers hurt. He has a record of it, dating back to Fresno State. Google Isaiah Burse. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's one of his receivers who went over 1,000 yards with. But lastly, said, because I know like I don't want you. We don't want to hold you up too much. Where do you come down on this whole Tua concussion situation?
You're doing the right thing. I don't know if there's a full decision being made yet, but they got to sit him for the rest of the year. You got to protect the player more than you got to protect your investment as far as trying to make the playoffs or whatever, because you got to think about his health long term. And if he's still going to be in the fold for that offense next season and seasons after that, I would be thinking about the long-term investment as a coach or owner.
But what if he wants to and is able to play in the postseason?
Nope.
In 2-3 weeks?
Not at all.
3 concussions in 1 year.
It can take like the slightest thing that can like paralyze him. And I would, if I was a team or like health, the doctors on the team, the medical staff, I wouldn't want that on my conscience. Like that type of decision to be tied back to you, because it would ruin your career.
Well, yeah, and they really can't afford it because they already had the incident in week 3. So,
right,
concussion spot is terrible.
Right now, it already looks some negligence right now, just because he's had multiple in the same season. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, they just gotta let him like get right. It's too risky.
Yeah, I
think a part of it has to do with the fact that the Dolphins medical staff has been in some hot water this last season anyway, even before this season with Tua, and they don't want to embarrass themselves further and put themselves under the spotlight.
Yeah, man, if he gets a 4th concussion, it's going to be like Varsity Blues or some shit like that, where it's like Billy Bob has had his 5th concussion of the year. He's going to the hospital. He's done forever. He's going to be partially mute for the rest of his life. He's going to be fidgeting with his hands. He won't be able to hold his kid. Like, that's... And I mean, I think it all goes back to him when he dislocated his hip. Like, he's fragile, unfortunately. Like, when you see him, like, falling and he violently keeps hitting his head against the ground, it's like, yo, all those interceptions he kept throwing, I was like, something's wrong. He's not this terrible. Like, something's really off. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he even sits out a year to get his brain right.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I mean,
yeah, they gotta monitor it and be very careful, because like the next move they make is gonna make the decision for like the press is already on it, the media is already on it. It's like the entire organization is under a microscope right now.
Yeah, we've seen him throw up way too many gang signs after being hit really hard, and I don't want to see him throw up anymore.
And in this era, where it's like it's already gonna become a meme and it lives forever, it's like, nah, you don't want that to be associated with your franchise.
Yeah. Oh boy, he looked like he had a stroke the first time. So imagine this time. That's some Jim McMahon type shit.
So when we look back on the quarterback position, because all the Hall of Famers that are in now, all their numbers are going to be shit compared to everything that's going to happen in the future. Herbert, Burrow, all of them are going to have
Burrows
have numbers that are going to be above the Steve Youngs and the Troy Aikmans and guys like that. So, do we give them like an extra credit because they played through so many concussions? They played through so many blackouts. They played through so many games and plays that they don't remember. Like,
yes.
How do we look at that? Because that to me is kind of where everything gets convoluted. Because it's like, yeah, now we know better, but also like you can't take away from the people that made the sacrifices before. Like you have to honor that and say, yeah, they played through concussions, but we don't do it anymore.
Because you know it's wrong.
I think you gotta do that with everything though, because you gotta grade on the curve for all the records that are being broken because they have an extra game now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
20 years from now, somebody's passing for 4,000 yards and rushing for 1,200 yards.
Well, we were just talking about CeeDee Lamb. It's like he got 1,200 yards and didn't make a noise. It's like,
yeah, like I know Justin Jefferson just broke that record, but it's like I can't bring it to myself to say that he's better than Randy like today.
Well, he's not, but he did break that record in 15 games. Like he's been elite from the moment he touched the field. I don't think he's missed a game. Like so, I think with him, I'm glad he broke the record before the 16th game. But even then, you gotta look at it like Randy Moss had Chris Carter on the other side. So how much more yardage would Randy Moss would have had by himself those first 2-3 years?
That's true.
But we're gonna let you go. You know, you're about to go drop a triple double. But
yeah, sorry about the noise in the back.
That's all good. It's all good.
it adds a element.
Yeah, ball is life.
Courtside with seed. I'm gonna need my residuals.
You might get sued for that. That name exists somewhere in the ether. But just tell us what you're looking forward to going into the new year, and what you learned most about yourself this year.
Wow. I guess I'm looking forward to just starting the new year like completely whole, no setback with the year I've had. And that means being able to hit the ground running with like content creation, work, all that. I didn't work the first 4 months of this year. And what I learned about myself is just resilience. Like having that unmitigated resilience when my back's against the wall to like get something done, even if I don't know how to.
Love that. That was awesome. Really inspiring.
Yeah.
Shout out your socials for us.
You can find me on Instagram at Said Is The Answer, Twitter at Said Says, that's CEDD_SAYS. I write for Daily DDT. I promise I'll pick it up more. And podcast to be determined. Don't know when we're going to record again, but that'll be on the way in 2023 as well. And
next time we talk, we definitely going to talk about this AEW situation.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot to digest there. I like to get into the Mandy Rose talk with y'all as well as the Sasha Banks stuff.
Oh, yeah. And also, we need to get Jeff Jarrett the fuck off this TV. I'm tired of seeing Jeff Jarrett hit people with guitars. He's 65.
Jeff Jarrett, that's a generational bag getter right there. He got bags from like 3 different companies this year.
Him, his dad, like I would take a lunch with Jeff Jarrett before I would take a lunch with Jay-Z. I'll tell you that. He gonna tell me how to get some carny money. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you got to. That's like wrestling Kirk Cousins right there.
I'm saying, I would pay to have dinner with Kirk Cousins. Hey, dog, tell me how to drive your price up. I need to be over. I'd rather be overrated than underpaid. Please tell me how you did this, Kirk.
There you go.
But all right, have a good one, Sid.
Our time. All right, fellas.
Appreciate
Stay
you.
safe,
Have a
man.
good night. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Peace. All right, man. Well, that was Cedar's answer.
I don't have to do that.
That was funny.
Y'all shitting on my name Kirk Clutchins like that?
Kirk Clutchins. Hey, yo, you need to start like trademarking these nicknames you be coming up with.
Yeah, for real.
And putting them on shirts because I'll buy one.
Yeah,
Or a
I've
3X.
never heard such great nicknames for such mid-ass players.
Like you need to.
100%. I copied that. I did not come up with that. No, come on. Now he's what is he? 10-0 this season in one score games, which is an NFL record. That is the definition of clutch. Come on.
I'll give you that. And his kickers out here fucking making 61-yard field goals.
Yeah, that's a part of it, but still.
This offense, like, does he win Coach of the Year? I think you have to give Kevin O'Connell Coach of the Year. I was skeptical.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you.
He's the one dude. I mean, I don't technically think he's under Belichick's coaching tree. I don't think he counts because he played for the Patriots and he was really good at San Diego State.
Nobody was checking for
Kevin O'Connell.
Nobody was checking for the Vikings this season. I mean, we knew they had Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook.
And Zimmer left him a pretty decent defense.
But the defense wasn't elite. Like, we weren't expecting them to be elite. We expected them to be good.
They can make plays.
Solid.
Shout out to Patrick Peterson. Living his best life.
And yeah, I mean, they've done it with Kirk Cousins. They've won big scoring games. They've made defensive plays. Like, they're a solid team. Like, and I think their coach should be awarded Coach of the Year.
Speaking of people who aren't coaches of the year,
the only other one I would say is the Seahawks, but they've kind of plateaued. So I don't know if you put
Pete
them
Carroll
in
ain't
there.
getting shit else from me.
or DeBall, but
You mean Dabble?
whatever. But same thing. I mean, they both kind of peaked. Versus Minnesota has just continued to get better. And I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to win it, but technically they're a contender.
Sirianni is probably going to win Coach of the Year. But you know who's not going to win Coach of the Year? Josh McDaniels. But you know who might be a guest of the year? Phil motherfucking Jones.
What's up, Phil?
What's good, motherfuckers? I told you, motherfucking Stams, your Lord and Savior would be gone.
I almost played The Change Is Gonna Come. I almost played Oh Happy Day. I almost played The Wiz, You Can't Win.
I'm gonna end up playing Can You Feel a Brand New Day?
Oh yeah. I was literally at the Wiz soundtrack queued up.
I got the fucking video ready, damn it.
I need that as a Twitter or IG post. Oh my God.
But I'm gonna be real. I need to really get this out, and I'm gonna say this with true sincere from the heart
and deference.
This is not hate for some of you guys like, oh, that black boy Phil Jones NFL. He don't like Derek Carr.
Yo,
I'm pretty sure
he's a strong white conservative Christian that loves his team.
I'm pretty sure we don't have white Uncle Ruckuses listen to our show.
Nah, but
we do.
He's talking into the ether because there might be there was insurrection. There might be a car-surrection.
Hey,
Raider Cody's gonna lead the charge.
Oh, you saw what Raider Cody put out.
I was in the chat, bro. I was in.
Hey, look, he deleted that shit real quick.
Woo!
I told motherfuckers on the low. I said, get ready. You're gonna get ready to deal with the car-surrection.
Damn, just don't do it while I'm at the East West Shrine Bowl. Do it
No.
Do it later. Do it before.
It's two ways they're gonna do this. They either do it on Sunday for New Year's Day, or they're gonna end up doing this shit when they find out after the Super Bowl.
3 days after the Super Bowl. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna put up Shrine. They're gonna burn his jersey.
Now, I'm going to tell you this shit. Now, as you know, Cody, he is close. He knows what fucking goes on and shit. So, he done said this. He said farewell to Derek Carr. A farewell.
Damn.
That's the key word here. So, motherfucker was like, oh, I don't think he's going to be gone. This motherfucker Cody running around saying farewell.
Yeah, he's not gonna say goodbye unless it's goodbye.
Yeah. He cried in his car.
But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine after the way this is playing out, there's any multiverse where Derek Carr is our quarterback next year.
Boy, I'm gonna be real, man. I had a moment where I was just like, I watched the end of Infinity War, and I just thought to myself, like, damn, I really did become Thanos.
Just farming.
Hey, look, you know what I'm about to do. Y'all gonna fucking hate me for it. I might make a video where I'm fucking Thanos and I fucking remove the Soul Stone
out of Vision's head.
No, out of Derek's head, bro. I might do it.
That'd be hard, honestly. That would be hard.
Yeah, I can just imagine like,
hey, get Pepe to make it.
Hey, tell Pepe to make Derek Carr and Westview screaming at the plot where Vision and Wanda were supposed to have their house together.
Oh shit!
My brother's keeper. You just see Raider Cody shooting G Money. McDaniel shooting G Money.
McDaniel shooting G Money.
Nah, here's the worst part. Right? So Wesley Snipes is Josh Jacobs. And and he's talking to G Money. And G Money is Derek Carr. And he like, you think I care? No.
I was gonna do Devontae.
No. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna make sense. Actually, no. Yeah, let's say G Money's Devontae in this situation, and Josh Jacobs is Wesley Snipes, and then they're talking about the girl, and Jacobs is like, "What? That bitch? Fuck that whole bitch!" And he's really talking about Derek Carr. Remember when Wesley Snipes beat up a girl and poured liquor on her and said, "Get her the fuck out of here"? That's what Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller did to Derek Carr. The deep cuts. Over there fighting
Hey, fuck this! I'll make it even worse. You know who told this motherfucker that he needed to go?
Ziegler.
It was
Davis.
Kelsey Plum.
Oh, honestly, Kelsey Plum could be my QB. She a lefty with a strong arm, and Michael Penix Jr. is at Washington right now.
I don't know if you heard, it was Mark Davis that made that decision.
Yeah, because he gave him everything he needed, and he still sucked.
He gave him. So the other thing was this. Word was Mark Davis was getting clowned. He was getting laughed at by like top folks, top investors like within Vegas and all that shit. When they see him, they're like, how long are you going to stick with him? For another 4 or 5 more years? Thought you were going to bring a winner, Mark. I thought this guy was supposed to be the guy. Apparently, he's not. And then, there's other folks through the league that will clown him. Everybody getting all up in arms and shit about, the Raiders letting go of benching Derek Carr and whatnot. Like, you can say all of that shit, but then, okay, show me what he's done that he's considered to be this guy, this great quarterback, because he hasn't. He's been in so many games this year where
he's lost us the game. He's lost us the game.
He didn't run on 3rd and 3 against the Chargers or 4th and 1. Open. For the 4-6, you can't get 3 yards. Run with no linebacker around you for at least 7.
You're talking about specific moments, but how many drives
has
he killed? How many times has
That's
he
what I'm
gotten the
saying.
ball
He killed that drive.
in plus territory and done nothing with it? How many times have we looked at him and said, hey, we need a 4-minute offense, and then they're off the field in 45 seconds?
Thank you. Here's my other point, and this we kind of talked about it was said. So let me get this straight. We've blown the most 14 or 17 point leads in NFL history in a season. If you are up 17-0 at one point for most of the game and you end up losing the game, do you blame the defense for eventually caving in or the offense for going 15 fucking minutes without scoring? I need to know.
The fucking offense.
If you're up 20-0 against the Cardinals and you don't score any points in the second half, whose fault is that?
I mean, I told you this weeks ago, but the defense is designed to play with leads. That's how they designed this defense.
No,
was to rush the passer.
I'm gonna tell you this shit.
Was to rush the passer.
Horseshit. Pete, that's bullshit.
I think
because it's bullshit.
What you think, Pete?
Because the way the fucking game is designed nowadays, and the way this fucking team is designed, you have a top caliber offense.
Yeah.
An offense that you are putting over $100 million into. You should be blowing motherfuckers out.
Exactly. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is our defense would be a lot better if we had those leads. That's what I'm saying.
But they had the leads and they blew the leads.
You had them.
20-0 against the Cardinals. How does Josh Jacobs have almost 2,000 all-purpose yards in a contract year? But
then they can't score in the second half.
And they can't score in the red zone.
They can't score in the red zone.
Devontae Adams leads the league in touchdown catches damn near, outside of Travis Kelce. How does your best receiver having a career year and your running back having a career year, your tight end was hurt because, well, I mean, you got him running and blocking and then overthrowing him. I'd be fucking mad too. And then you got your slot receiver getting killed every week because you keep trying to throw him fucking superhero passes. Like, this is not Clemson, bro. This is not Clemson where he can run those little whip routes in the end zone and get open. Like, you really need to understand that Derek Carr is the reason this offense has faltered. I mean, part of it is Josh McDaniels being stupid as fuck and said, hey, maybe I should have just gave Josh Jacobs the ball early in the year. But if you put Justin Herbert in this offense, if you give Justin Herbert Devontae Adams, what is he doing?
Bro, it's a 3-touchdown game.
It's up. It's up every fucking game.
Definitely.
It's up and it's stuck. Literally. Pause. If you give him Josh Jacobs on the goal line, 3rd and 1, like you saw, this man Herbert has been throwing like 60 passes in a game, just trying to get motherfuckers open to dudes who are 4th-string kick returners. Out here giving guys career years. I just want to know, since we all agree Carr's a bitch, should he be stripped of his captainhood?
Definitely.
For deserting the team?
Definitely.
Phil?
Oh, bro, you got to.
Strip that seat?
Hey, fam, when your ass is supposed to be out there, you always talking about you're a team player, you all for the team, we're all in,
Nah.
Whatever it takes and shit.
Fuck that.
Bro,
Fuck that. No. You missing the most important thing. He said, I'll never wear another uniform. I'll never wear another uniform. Well, I'm waiting for that retirement, Derek Carr.
Guilty feet have no rhythm.
Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
He definitely have no rhythm in that pocket.
He backed up on that real quick. Now he wants to prove himself, and he'll play anywhere. Like
Derek Carr
changed it up real quick.
His brother been real quiet. I'm just saying they ain't had him on TV for a reason.
He had every chance. And I'm so sick of everybody trying to make this excuse and saying that, oh, well, he didn't have. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he had this shit this year. I don't want to hear anything about this man not having anything. Had O-line that was ranked, 12?
Please expound on the offensive line play. When they cut all their guards, like Pete said, they cut all their guards and still put together a top 13 offensive line pass blocking wise.
According to who?
According to the numbers.
Well, according to what do you mean?
The numbers across.
How do you rank numbers of?
I'm not saying PFF.
Line?
Time in the pocket. How many seconds he has to throw the ball?
Yeah,
sacks allowed.
Because the tape that I watched, those guards get their fucking ass kicked, and the tackles get their ass kicked.
I mean, the tackles are converted guards.
Yeah, the tackles are converted guards.
The guards.
I mean, Pete, I watched the tape with you trying to block him. I had some critique. Okay.
Hey, all I know is I'm up.
You didn't win.
I'm up. I won three out of 2. I never played D-line. He beat me on defense, but I whipped his ass on line.
He didn't. He's on drugs. See, he didn't, bro, I ragdolled you on offense.
No, you didn't, bro.
Yes, I did. I literally put you on your back.
Defense. I don't play defense.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I don't play defense, bro.
I don't care.
I never played defense.
That's not my fault or my problem.
I only play defense out of respect to you. I shitted on you when you played D-line.
No, you didn't.
You actually played D-line.
Yeah.
You actually played D-line.
Shape.
You actually played D-line. I never actually played D-line.
And I got an offensive stance and stonewalled your ass.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You were on your back.
Oh, yeah. On offense, yeah, you did. On defense, you didn't do shit, though.
No.
All you did was run past the quarterback.
He got mad because I used a bull rush. As someone who's a center, do strong big defensive tackles bull rush?
Bro, you're talking about pads. We're talking about fucking shorts and shirts.
We're not in pads. Bro, I was in Crocs.
That's fucking campy, bro.
At a tailgate.
Exactly. And
what
you had no hand moves or no lean and no fucking.
He said no.
You had no hands, no lean. No timing.
Because I didn't want to fucking
bend,
lean over and fall on my face. Duh.
You were offsides. Like 7 people pointed out you were offsides, bro.
I was never offsides.
Yeah.
I was never offsides. I was in the B gap.
You were offsides, bro.
I was on your outside shoulder and you got scared.
You were not in the neutral
I was on your outside shoulder and you got scared. I lined up as a real 3 technique right on your shit and you got worried because you realized, oh shit, this is going to be a problem. And then when I stood up as an outside linebacker, which I've never been, and then I rushed.
How did you set up as an outside linebacker?
I literally stood up in the video and rushed.
When I was a guard. How did that happen?
Bro.
See, Phil, you got us talking about shit that don't even fucking matter.
He said he's a guard when he played tackle.
I never played tackle.
Oh my God, you're lying, bro.
I played tackle freshman year. I never played tackle.
This man.
I played guard.
Bro, you played with 5 4-star receivers. It didn't matter where you fucking played on the line. Literally, you had 5 4-star receivers, and they all went D1. You could have literally stood there for 2 seconds and your QB would have got the ball out.
And we still
ran screenplays.
And we
You're
still
the most
had
unimpactful lineman on your team.
And we still had 2,000-yard rushers. Multiple each year.
That had nothing to do with you. That had nothing to do with you. Was my point. I ran a wing T. I had to play every fucking position because we had 14 niggas on the line. We had 14 dudes total on a team of maybe 38 people.
You see, Phil, you got us talking about shit that
running a wing T, and I could fucking play. I could play multiple systems, line up on you as a tackle, and you still didn't get by me, and then play nose tackle, which I haven't played in years, and I'm fat with a fucked up ankle.
Multiple systems.
I lined up as a nose, as a 5 technique, as a stand-up linebacker. I lined up in positions I had no business being in.
I never played defense. Not a day in my life.
You're playing a lot of defense right now, motherfucker. You're playing all-pro defense right now. You're going to get the Bednarik.
Because I never played defense.
You're going to get the Bednarik. You're going to get...
I literally never played defense.
You might want a Heisman for the first defensive player to play. You're playing a whole lot of defense right now. But bottom line is, let's get back to the issue at hand. So, Carr's replacement.
When we went best position versus best position, I beat you.
No, you did not.
I beat you. I beat you.
You played defense and got manhandled. I don't care if you never played defense before.
Oh, yeah. I never played defense before.
That's not an excuse,
I never
though.
played defense before.
That's like if I go fucking try to fight Andrew Tate and get
At
knocked
least I had a fucking
I
move,
never
bro.
kickboxed, but
at least I knew how to use my hands. I didn't just fucking titty fight.
My hands too.
I didn't just run at you and titty fight.
Threw you to the ground.
You literally titty fought, bro.
No, I didn't.
You literally ran at me square and pushed me, bro.
I pushed you in the chest.
When you got 60 pounds on me and we're not wearing pads.
Oh, now he wants to say it's a weight issue. Wow.
Yeah, because I would have cut your ass in pads, bro. And you would have never gotten out the ball. No. You would have been tapping your helmet. Hey, sub. You would have been walking with your foot all fucked up in some ice, bro.
You know what
I would have cut you one time.
Nobody's ever successfully cut me in high school. You want to know why? Because I kicked him in the fucking neck every time they did it. Every time a nigga tried to cut block me, I would just drive my knee into the back of their neck. Guess what? You're going to be paralyzed. Cut block me. Go ahead.
All right. Relax.
Jesus
Where's Raider Rich at? Get Raider Rich here. We need a referee.
Rich can't tell me shit. What Rich gonna tell me? Rich can tell me about barbecue and Pittsburgh chicks. He can tell me about Pittsburgh chicks and barbecue. We can talk about that. And like, never mind, South Bay hoes. But other than that, for real though, Carr's replacement, because Tua with his head situation, who knows what could happen. I think Carr will probably end up in Houston. But realistically, let's say they get rid of him on the third day, because I don't think he's waiving his no trade clause. He's gonna be as uncooperative as possible. So what's the Raiders' best chance?
If they do trade him, we go back to two teams that were actually interested in Derek Carr, and those are two NFC teams that are trying to find a way to get in the playoff. And they're having struggling quarterback play, and that's Washington and Carolina. So that option could happen, but if I'm the Raiders, I'm real here. I prefer to just go on and release them. I think it's really the better option for the team. Just go on and release them. You free up the cap space, because he's shown everybody that, hey, this man ain't hot. And it's not hot.
So basically, you take the extra $5 million over potentially a middle draft pick.
You lose the last two games. I'm gonna just tell you guys this: if you want a higher draft pick, y'all better cheer for
the Niners,
Carolina to win.
Quick question. So, people talking about Richardson out of Florida. I think he should have went back for another year. I think he's ready, and I think he'll be a tight end in 2 years.
I'm not big on Richardson. Everybody keeps saying that, Richardson can get this done, but I'm like, no.
And everybody talking about Caleb Williams, but Michael Penix Jr. throws the best deep ball in college football.
Thank you.
Bar none. It's not close. It's like it's like a left-handed Mahomes.
But he's going back, and that's what's pissing me.
Yeah, he already said he's going back, and he torched Texas at the Alamo Bowl. Literally, Washington's entire team is coming back. Their defense, Washington is loading up, and USC didn't play Washington. That would have been a fucking ass whooping, because their defense can't handle
fucking act all around overall.
And Penix, people don't realize this. He's super athletic too, because he caught a pass and ran 30 yards for a touchdown earlier in the year. So I don't think he's as explosive or agile as Caleb Williams, but I think straight line speed, he's probably faster. And he has a rocket for a left arm. He dogged out Ohio State when he was at Indiana, and he's coming back for year 2 under Kalen DeBoer. And you saw what Kalen did with Jake Haener, who's going to be an NFL QB. And now you factor in what Penix is going to do in a whole offseason. Man, next year's a year for quarterbacks. Stroud, and I think it's Stroud and Young. I don't trust the mayonnaise drinker. I don't trust him. And if the Raiders draft him, I'm telling you, it'll be another fucking 9 years of misery. I might just have to switch teams. I might just have to go off the grid.
Me and Phil gonna have to talk because he wants to try to compare C.J. Stroud to Derek Carr.
No, Stroud makes NFL throws consistently. Like, consistently. And even when they didn't have a run game, like, even against Michigan, like, he didn't give up 500 yards rushing. They were putting up points in that game. Yeah. And then he lost his best receiver this year. Like, Jackson Smith, I don't know how to say his last name. He had 1,600 receiving yards last year, almost 400 in the Rose Bowl. He played in one game this year.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is a freshman.
No, he's a sophomore.
Sophomore? Okay.
He's going to be a junior. He'll be eligible next year. Now, if the Raiders want to tank for somebody, you get a QB this year and you go get him next year. But Keyshawn Boutte and Jordan Addison are in the draft this year, and I'm cool with either one of those guys. But the issue is because Pete and I were talking, like, is there a situation where the Raiders lose Waller, Adams wants out, and Jacobs gets a bag in Miami or somewhere else? Feels realistic.
Oh, no. I just literally, I got that fucking salsa. This shit spicy as fuck. God damn.
Man got the ghost pepper salsa. Fucked up. Don't drink water. Don't fuck up and drink water. He needs some milk.
Got ghost pepper in it.
I told you, ghost pepper. I know you got the ghost pepper salsa. You in DC, bro. Y'all always trying to put spicy shit where it don't need to be.
Nah, this hit is good.
I believe it.
My friend's mom, she made it, man. This shit is fucking good.
That's dope.
But they're not gonna move on from Waller. They're gonna keep Waller. Because again, everybody says rebuild, and it's not going to have to be a rebuild where you tear down the whole entire fucking team. You have to understand, when they did their first rebuild, the cap wasn't in their favor. Contracts were out of whack. Overpaying guys that did not need to be getting overpaid. That really didn't show you anything that motherfucker ain't no Pro Bowler. That motherfucker ain't no All-Pro. Situation with the Raiders. And the other thing about it, that team didn't even have a front office together until Reggie McKenzie got there.
True. He drafted.
And everybody's so worried about fucking quarterbacks being like a revolving door. That was because they did not have a proper 20th century fucking front office where you had a general manager, you had a team president or assistant GM, where you didn't have your scout. To be honest, everything that your scout team, like your scouts were doing, it was getting waved off because Al Davis wanted to do what the fuck he wanted. That's not the case here anymore.
Yeah.
When you had Reggie McKenzie and them doing that shit, it was good. It was decent. Because, even though we get mad that he took Jahad Ward, look at Jahad Ward right now.
Man, fucking Mario Edwards over Derrick Henry.
I mean, look
but
at
he's still in the league.
Right,
He's still in the league.
Hey, remember when they took DJ Hayden and DeAndre Hopkins was still there? And then Travis Kelce was there in the third round, and then they passed on what's his face? Bell. They passed on.
I'll tell you this. You know what DJ Hayden can say? He made it to the AFC Championship game before Derek Carr.
He did. Played better too.
Yeah. So again, as much as we can get mad and say, I think the problem was Reggie new talent. I think it's just putting the pieces in the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because the contracts were good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He really only whiffed on Lamar Woodley.
Because he knows what he's doing.
And I talk to a lot of guys that are current scouts in the league.
Well, look at Miami.
Bro, they worship fucking Reggie McKenzie.
They got talent.
Matter of fact, that
Dubai? Huh?
Them, right?
Yep.
Denver right now.
That's fucking dope. That's fucking dope.
And what did he tell us about Reggie McKenzie? Reggie McKenzie knows his shit.
Oh, yeah. Surtain. Look at Patrick Surtain the second.
Mm-hmm.
They got some other guys on that defense, too. Hell, Chubb was even a guy. He just got hurt. That's why.
The problem, that's
You think Jacob stays?
Russell Wilson is bad. Everybody wants to say Russell Wilson is bad and terrible and shit.
He is.
But I'm going to be real here. It's Denver as a whole, because the one guy that still has the grip on the fucking organization
Elway.
It's fucking Elway.
I'll give you that.
And they're never going to succeed. They're never going to get it done until his ass is out of the picture.
Yeah. He got them a Super Bowl. That's enough, bro. Like, you got to know when to step away.
Yep.
Because Nathaniel Hackett was a bad hire to begin with. I would have hired D'Amico Ryans.
Well, the problem was Nathaniel Hackett was supposed to be for who? Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
QB whisperer, but fucking Aaron Rodgers was doing that before Nathaniel Hackett was a thing.
The thing about it, what's the Packers head coach name? What's his name again?
Matt LaFleur.
LaFleur?
Yeah.
That's his offense.
Exactly.
It's him, and Rodgers is like, look, man, I'm the balls of this team. You're my bitch.
I'm going to take what you're from.
I run this shit.
I'm going to take from your offense what I like, and we're going to do that.
Exactly.
Not you're going to dictate to me what you want to do with this offense.
After that fucking Tampa Bay and Green Bay game, that motherfucker was like, listen here, bitch.
I gave you a chance and you fucked it off. Now I'm Donovan McNabb over here with 1 ring and 7 NFC title fucking game appearances. I think that's what he's really bitter about. He has to go to Tampa next year. Tampa or Vegas? Would you oppose Aaron Rodgers in Vegas?
No, I would be fine with Aaron Rodgers in Vegas.
Fuck it, let it ride.
Because then I think they should take a receiver in the first round if they take, like, if Addison's there, like if they trade down, if they trade back, I'm cool with them taking Addison because they need another receiver. Because Mac Hollins.
Well, presumably, if you're getting Rodgers, aren't you giving up your first round pick?
I mean, he could avoid his deal. He could walk away. Because they can't keep Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. Somebody got to go. And Jordan Love ain't worth the first round pick. So you're either going to take a chance with Jordan Love for 3-4 years, see what he grows into.
Well, the thing about it, and it's smart, because Jordan Love needed to sit.
He did.
He didn't need to come out right away and start playing and slinging the ball.
Nice guy, too. Really nice guy. I met him at the Senior Bowl. He's super nice.
So to be honest, I'd be fine if we did have Jordan Love too. Still young. Shit.
He played good against Philly. He brought them back. Aaron Rodgers playing like shit. And he finally gets hurt and they brought him back. And he was playing better with the rookie receivers than Aaron Rodgers had. So imagine if you give him Devontae Adams, I just think like Mac Hollins is a special teams core guy, and he just happened to have a career year receiving. But I look at him the same way I looked at Andre Holmes.
Hey, did y'all see the fucking that they did on fucking Thursday Night Football with Titans players being injured? He was on the injured reserve 83 times over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Hey, bro, they got this motherfucker, Taylor Lewan, in the fucking wheelchair. This motherfucker's bad as shit. He said, who the fuck did this shit?
Bro, if the Titans cut Taylor Lewan, the Raiders need to go pick him up immediately. Hey, bro, you're gonna play right tackle. You can hold all day. We don't care.
I was gonna say, so we get extra holding calls.
Hell yeah, he's the same. Taylor Lewan and Cole Miller are the same player.
Nah, they're different.
One's KO you first.
They're different.
Taylor Lewan is more athletic.
Taylor Lewan plays with more aggression.
Yeah,
Miller plays with more finesse.
But it's the same pass blocking scheme.
Here's the thing.
I think if they got Taylor Lewan, you could convince Josh Jacobs to stay. Because we're going to make the offense around you.
Well, the thing is, they can just franchise Jacobs and get him to stay. That's not the problem. The problem is, do you want to pay him to stay?
He can sit out.
Do you want to use that cap to keep him? That's more what the issue is, not whether or not you can negotiate it, because they can keep him another 2 years if they want. It's just, do they want to pay him that?
But that's going to piss off the locker room, and it's already fractured.
The locker room is already fractured.
That defense is beaten to shit.
The locker room was already fractured. The locker room has already been fractured.
I don't know, man. Chandler Jones.
And that's where the issue is. It's like they should have just did this shit the year before, got this Band-Aid ripped off. We'd be having a much higher draft pick, and now we have something to look forward to.
We'd have Justin Fields right now, but niggas.
But now we're talking about trying to figure out how we're gonna bridge it next year, and then rebuild from there. And it's
what free agents you gonna get at corner?
It's mixed.
There's no top flight corners in this draft like that. You missed out. So unless you're gonna get a linebacker or Skrzyncki out of Northwestern, or
you could bring back Rocky Sin. You could sign Marcus Peters.
Unless you're gonna drop back and take Joey Porter Jr.
Man, name the last great Penn State corner. I'll wait.
You know his ass going to Pittsburgh. I just need y'all to know that shit.
He'll probably be a fucking safety. They'll probably have to name the safety. He'll be too handsy. Like, really, name the last great Penn State cornerback. Penn State has had almost the only team worse than Penn State at corner is Notre Dame. Notre Dame hasn't produced a first round corner since like 1996 or 94. And that nigga had a 10-year career, and that was it. Notre Dame don't produce corners. So the safety they got, who was a Northwestern transfer, like, if you really look at this draft, there's more holes on this Raider team now because they waited with this Carr shit than there was 2 years ago. Crosby, okay. Who's your middle linebacker? Man,
I mean, you get those cheap.
Yeah, but like, okay, Morig is not the guy at safety. You need a strong safety. You need a corner.
Yeah, you're right. Morig is a fucking strong safety. Because since he's came down and taken Abrams' spot,
he's playing better.
He looks a lot better.
Yeah, he does.
So
you do need to go and look for another safety. To be honest, I look at one of them Illinois guys.
Yeah,
that you can bring in. What was it, Brown? I look at him.
Well, would you bring back Rocky Sin? Would you bring back Harmon?
I'd bring back Harmon. Special teamer.
Rocky Sin can't stay healthy. Harmon, yeah. Harmon's a leader. Harmon had gotten us some fucking pick six and sealed the game. It's not like some fucking what you call it. It's not like we're dealing with Reggie Nelson.
Nah, he's better. He's better than Reggie Nelson.
Reggie Nelson was good until he wasn't.
I think Harmon is a great third safety. Like, I think he'd be a great spot starter, key reserve.
He's a great strong safety who can play free safety. Yeah. Like, he'll literally he'll get the defense lined up to where they need to be, and somebody just has to make a play. But fuck, if I have to see Sam Webb out there again.
What about Billings and Perriman? Phil, you think they stay?
Billings, I'd bring him back.
I would too, but I don't know if he will stay. He might get a bag somewhere else.
Fucking 8D tackles.
Yeah, but Billings is the only good one.
I'm just like, Phil, I remember when y'all said that when they signed 8D tackles and they passed on Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant, two starting corners for the Seahawks. Like, one leads the league in picks. And I'm just like, And he locked everybody up at the Senior Bowl. 6'4", running a 4.26, and he fell all the way to the fifth round, damn near. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this Carr thing has permeated throughout the whole roster. So now the whole team is atrophied because Carr is Carr's honestly a locker room cancer now. Once they made that choice to not pay Khalil Mack and pay Derek Carr, the time was about 7 years. He had 7 years of good grace, and he fucked it off. And I just don't like. I think the Raiders aren't going to be back in the playoffs for another 3 years because I don't see Devontae staying throughout this. Like, you're going to have to really convince him this isn't a rebuild. And if Carr's gone, it's a rebuild. Because then you got to convince Jacob to stay. So it's like, and the defense still has no help.
I mean, the back class is loaded. Like, it's free agency. You can find another veteran guy who can rush for 1,000 yards. And, I mean, we'll probably see more of Zamir these next 2 games. So who knows what that looks like.
You haven't seen enough of Zamir at all.
That's what I'm saying. These next 2 games.
But it's against the Niners. That's fucking zero. That's not even fair.
If he pops some shit, then does that make it easier to let Jacobs walk?
No, it doesn't. Because, like, they're not keying on him. They're keying on Jacobs. And they're going to triple team Devontae. And they're going to they're going to stab Waller in the hamstring. So it's like, that's why it's like, okay, if McDaniels has a plan, I need to know what this shit is going to look like. They need to really commit to saying we're not bringing Derek Carr back. I don't think you even wait till the Super Bowl. I think you just cut ties right now. Because you ain't going to get there's no value for him. I wouldn't give you a 5th round pick for Derek Carr.
Nah, somebody will. There's teams interested.
The Titans?
No, everybody keeps saying you're going to trade him. I'm like, to be honest, what are you going to get out of him? At best, probably about a 3rd or 4th round pick.
Yeah, probably.
His play is shit, so they're really going to drive the price down on you.
Yeah.
They're like, why would I give you a 3rd round pick? I took Malik Willis. I can go find a guy and let Malik Willis sit.
Did you see what Dobbs did tonight?
Yeah. He's a journeyman. There's dudes around the league who will find a way. Like I used to compare Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. I was wrong. I apologize. Kirk Cousins is clearly a top 10 quarterback.
I used to have Washington fans tell me, I'd rather have Derek Carr than Kirk Cousins. Well, look at your ass now, bitch.
Kirk Cousins does everything to not lose the game and will make a couple throws and be like, fuck, I can't believe he did that. Derek Carr won't even have the balls to make those throws. He would never make that throw to Jefferson where Jefferson caught it with one hand up in the air. He would never do that. But he will throw it to Renfro.
He would, but he'd throw it low. It'd go off the hands, and then the safety would catch it and
pick
take
it.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
And then Renfro's getting fucking, he's getting his brain sandwiched by his former teammate, Isaiah Simmons. It's like, come on, dude. So, I mean, I think this Carr situation, it's going to be rough, but Phil, tell us what you got planned for 2023 and also what you learned from this year, 2022.
2023, plan on heading back out to Mobile, do another Senior Bowl. You know, it would be good if both of you motherfuckers showed up.
I'll be there.
I'm going to Vegas, bro.
He's scared that he's gonna get the same nasty ass barbecue again. But I told his ass not to get that fucking barbecue.
It was pouring down rain.
I'll be honest with you, Phil.
You did.
I'll be honest with you, Phil. You're sleeping on Vegas because the Shrine game is coming up, man.
We were there, Phil.
It's only gonna be a matter of time until prospects wake up and they're like,
you just go to the Shrine.
Yeah, I'm good on Reese's. So I'm gonna go to Vegas because a lot of the people I interviewed too last year, they had never even been to Vegas. Like a lot of the players from the East Coast,
yeah,
that was their first time ever being there. So they were excited just to be in the city.
And Phil, remember when we talked, or it was a couple things that happened that we saw when we didn't get media access on that Thursday? Yeah. We totally didn't get it. Like Jermaine Johnson walked away from me, wrote on about that was a question. That Isaiah Likely situation. And the players were getting hurt left and right and leaving. Bro, I was sitting in front of Trevor Penning on the plane in Bama, and I'm like, they really didn't fly y'all out here private? Or like...
Oh, shit, that's right.
Remember that whole situation? Cats were complaining. They're like, this little-ass plane, they got us all in here, bro.
Hey, bro, his out this year.
Yes, he does. I'm just saying, people were pissed about that plane ride. Cats weren't even getting reps in practice and were getting mad. Like, let's not act like...
You remember my plane flight leaving out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit, too.
Please, God, crash this plane. Stupid.
Had me on that plane with all them guys from PSF. Oh, God.
And then I showed you the picture of the barbecue, and you were like, oh, my God. I suffered, bro. I suffered greatly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then, you know, shout out to New Bias. Tell them I said hi when y'all get down there. Pete, you gotta
yeah, New Bias was a real one.
The dude who knew Jamarcus Russell, he was a real one.
Shout out to the what was it? What we had?
I mean, not that intern that you had, I guess. That intern's okay though.
Grits that we got out there with sausage or shrimp, whatever. That shit was good.
Yeah, those grits, I had like 8 of them. I put them in my backpack. Like, so that's
media. As long as we don't get no pink fucking chili hot dogs. Whatever the fuck that was 2 years ago.
Wait. We had that?
Yeah, the press box, they had those nasty ass pink hot dogs.
They had pulled pork this year.
That shit was weak.
Which by the way, so talk about 2023. Yeah, I think a lot of cats like going forward are gonna be moving away and going to the NFLPA Bowl in Las Vegas. It's cheaper and there's more upside after the game's over. Let's be honest, people don't want to be in Alabama like that. I mean, it'll still exist as a game, and cats who are trying to help their draft stock are gonna go. But I can see, like, if you're not a senior QB and you're an underclassman, or, like, if it's too crowded, you could be a star at the NFLPA Bowl and then just show up to the Senior Bowl and do interviews. Why practice under those conditions?
So,
try getting a lift after dark, bro. That shit was scary.
Oh,
fucking sundown town.
You didn't go to the bar with me. Your ass was still in bed.
I wish. I didn't go to the bar.
Tell it, Phil.
I'm not trying to get stuck out here, bro. I was not trying to get stuck out there. You saw what happened.
Nah, bro. You would have been fine.
Hey, you was inside? You wasn't outside in Mobile?
I was outside. I was at the Waffle House. Old chick was paying for my breakfast and my dinner at the Waffle House. That was cool.
I'll tell you this shit.
Wish you would have left her name.
When we went out to that spot
at Ogeron,
everybody, whether you're a scout, a coach, or media, hey, I got contacts, and then white people get drunk, and when they try to talk you down from drinking and driving, is fucking hilarious.
In the deep south, yes. I heard stories. From that night.
No, it was crazy when I was really watching.
Salute to Coach O.
Hey, what's the guy's name? Thor? He handles like all the college tape and all that shit.
I think that's his name, yeah. That's what they called him. Anyway.
Is it Thor?
Yeah, I think it is. That's what they called him. We had to wrap it up.
I think I got it.
2022, hey. What did you learn this year? What did you learn about yourself this year?
I was right about Derek Carr.
So let me ask you this. Does he retire a Raider?
Does he get put in the Raiders Ring of Honor? 79 career losses. I just want to point that out. In 9 years, that's about 9 losses a year, my guy.
But he has all the records.
But he has 9 losses a year.
Hold up. Did you put Rich Gannon in the Ring of Honor yet? Gannon in that Ring of Honor? I shouldn't be saying Derek Carr in there.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
And the thing about it is this. Everybody that wants to keep running around and saying that it was Josh McDaniels that did it, and that's why I say this motherfucker, Acho, he needs to shut the fuck up because he don't know the fucking story about what went on.
Woo! Sick of both Achos.
I can't stand this motherfucker.
Perfect hairline having motherfucker.
This fucking ass. This motherfucker want to jump and say, well, Derek Carr, I'm like, bro, why are you bringing up old shit? This is now.
He wasn't even a good NFL linebacker. He was All-American at Texas because Texas had Colt McCoy. Texas got fucking ran by Alabama that year. I don't know how he got drafted. His brother was good, though.
It's like you said.
Sam was all right, but he had a big-ass gap.
He's had 6 coaches, all different specialties. What's the common denominator? It's me. Hi, I'm the anti-hero. Fucking Derek Carr.
He's not even the anti-hero, bro. He's Bob. He's the dude who didn't get killed in the second Deadpool movie.
Hey, yo, that's so funny how they want to bring up Raiders defense ranked since Derek Carr's first season, 2014.
Well, they got rid of Khalil Mack.
Hey, this is funny.
But that's what's really fucking crazy is like when you really think about it, there's a multiverse where we could have had Khalil Mack and Max Crosby, and they would have been perfect together.
So Colton Miller, he's throwing his support.
Justin Jefferson.
Carr and all. I'm like, hey, Colton, your ass can get replaced.
Yeah,
with Taylor Lewan, bitch.
Okay.
Veterans minimum. Taylor Lewan.
Low key. Colton Miller might be the piece that we're not talking about that might get us a first or second rounder.
Hey Pete, I just want you to know you full of shit.
And that's $10 million cap.
Pete, you were pounding the table for Colton Miller, and I told you UCLA tackles. You are a liar. The truth's not in you. I never pounded the table for this nigga coming out of UCLA. I told you he was trash. I said Derwin James.
Go listen to the live draft special.
The pick should be Derwin James.
Go listen to the live draft special.
The pick should have been Derwin James. Can we all agree,
I wanted McGlinchey. I didn't even want Miller, bro.
You wanted McGlinchey? He went high as fuck. He went like 10.
I wanted McGlinchey. I didn't want Miller. Nobody wanted Miller.
First off, McGlinchey went.
You just assume because I'm a UCLA fan that I stand for every UCLA player.
You kept trying to justify the pick, and I was like, "It's a bad pick. Don't justify it." You're like, "No, we gotta justify it. We need a left tackle. He's actually really athletic. He didn't play bad, nigga. I wanted Derwin James because I would have made him an outside linebacker, and it didn't matter who the fuck was at safety at that point.
I guess.
I said, "Hey, Derwin, you're gonna cover tight ends, occasionally blitz, and be in coverage, and we're gonna call you an outside linebacker
and miss 6 games a year."
Who gives a fuck? Look how he's playing now. You're telling
Anthony Davis, Derwin James.
No, that's not fair. Phil, back me up. That's not fair. Derwin is leading the team in tackles this year. This man said, because he tried to justify Colt Miller as a pick, and I'm like, bro, Derwin James should have been the pick for the Raiders. He would have changed this team's fortunes, even if he was injured.
Oh, hell yeah.
He would have got robbed at gunpoint in Oakland. He got robbed at gunpoint because he got all that fucking jewelry on in L.A. Remember? I remember. If you were in Oakland, E40 would have took care of you. He would have told you not to be out there in Oakland with all that fucking jewelry on.
Yeah, he's a Niner fan now, though. So
no, he's always been a Niners fan. You got to understand, he's from Vallejo.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real here. If we ended up having him, and even after like trading off Khalil Mack and shit, hey, bro, guess what? You still have a hot commodity on your defense.
Thank you. Derwin can play linebacker and safety and slot corner. He would have at least made the pass coverage better to where you had to go get a pass rusher, where you couldn't just be like, we don't need a pass rusher. These boys passed on Daniil Hunter. These boys passed. Hell, I would have traded up just to get Michael Parsons if it was me personally. Said they took Cleveland Farrell. They took Cleveland Farrell at 4. He's a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell. Put it on a fucking tombstone somewhere. Cleveland Farrell's a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Nowhere near. He's not a generational talent, not an elite pass rusher. Don't do shit great.
I mean, at least he lasted 5 years.
Who gives a fuck? Hey, man, HPV lasts a long time, and so does herpes. That don't mean you want it.
I guess, man.
Somebody slapped the shit out of Crowder.
Jay Crowder or Channing Crowder?
Channing Crowder.
What do you do now?
Talking that wild shit, saying that out of the Minnesota Vikings and it's on Kirk Cousins' shoulders.
I mean, he kind of has a point. He kind of got a point. Kirk Cousins could lose you the game, and they'd be sick about that shit. He's due for a bad game.
This man's defense has been bad. Like, they're not healthy. They had a lot of missing pieces on that defense, from the secondary, even on the D line. So
that Colts defense, that Colts game is transcendent for him, though. He came back from 33 down. You got to give Kirk Cousins credit for that. Derek Carr could never. But anyway, thanks for coming on, Phil. We appreciate you as always, man. Have a happy New Year. Leave us all with some parting words. We talk shit all night, and we can't talk shit all night.
Oh shit! But hey, I put it like this: be great, achieve greatness. Don't throw the ball into the ground on fourth down.
Facts.
What's back in the end zone? Shout out your socials.
Y'all know where to find that motherfucker Phil Jones. Phil Jones NFL on Twitter, on IG. Go find the Unfiltered Truth. That's with a UNPHILTERED. And then you know how to spell truth. If you don't know how to spell truth, then
this podcast ain't for you.
Y'all can find me there on YouTube. Find the show. Wow, the McDaniels throwing Derek Carr under the bus. That got about what? Near what? 2K? No, that actually got 2K. Over about 2K to maybe 3,000 views.
The Athletic is kicking themselves.
2.1.
All right, Phil. Well, have a good night. We appreciate you, man. Keep up the great work.
All right, now y'all take care.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That was Phil Jones, the great. All right, Nikki, are you still on the line? If you're not, it's okay. I don't blame you.
I'm big chilling. I was just soaking up all of that.
Nikki's a trooper.
Oh, that Raider talk?
That's a lot of slander and Raider talking.
Woo! Imagine losing to that quarterback and that sorry ass team. Good Lord.
Imagine Derek Carr ends up a Patriot. Holy shit.
Damn.
Please don't put that sentence into the.
You've been ducking me. You've been ducking me for 2 weeks.
It's too late.
You've been ducking me.
It's too late. It's already out there.
Ducking what?
You've been ducking me.
Ever since Chandler Gate.
Chandler Gate.
Since
Toegate.
Jacoby Gate.
Toegate.
Nah, freaking what's his name?
Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole
Senior.
Yeah.
Isn't it Line Gate? Wouldn't it be Line Gate? Or Gap Gate?
Two toes in the I don't know, bro.
He was 9 toes down.
No, what I really think, if I can be completely honest,
That we ended your season?
I don't know what y'all talking about, but if the Patriots win against Miami, we got a real shot at the playoffs. So,
Teddy B.
But no, for
My guy.
Teddy B went 1 pick before Derek Carr.
those Those refs, they're just old as fuck, right? And they have like 80, 50,000 vision. And they looked at that replay, and they just like got confused on the guy's toes, like his shoes, his black and white shoes.
It was an optical illusion.
Yes, exactly. They got confused on his shoes, and they called it incorrectly in that moment. And am I salty about it? Yes, but do I blame
Nah, we
him?
couldn't tell.
Totally.
You don't want to brought it up.
I had no idea.
No.
I thought everything was fine.
It's what can I say? I guess we owed the league a couple of times, but
a couple.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
10, 15.
So Keelan Cole, Lane Kiffin, and Nikki walk into a bar. Who does Nikki take out first?
Jimbo Fisher, if he's not already
It
unconscious.
wasn't Keenan Cole's fault. I don't blame the man for selling it.
He's not in Lane Kiffin's league yet.
Okay, so Lane Kiffin, Jimbo Fisher, and the Patriots GM, which is probably Bill Belichick, walk into a bar. Who gets assaulted first?
First off, I'm not our other amazing intern. Okay, I'm not a spoiled man.
Wow!
Kicked his back in.
Damn, that man's not even in this country right now.
He doesn't even have Wi-Fi access.
I put a little respect on his name. I said amazing intern. Okay, he's just a little. We have. It's very common in in New England to have some younger, biased fans who haven't really been through real loss. And so the moment that we go under 500, it's fire this, fire who, whatever, bench this guy,
Yeah, well, we can't relate because that's us every season.
I can't rock with that.
My entire life.
After 9 games, that's usually where we're at.
20 years they've been trash.
I cannot sit here and talk shit about the greatest coach in the history of the NFL.
Oh, God. Here we go. All right, Nikki.
Okay, who's better? Nobody.
I mean, did you just quote Harbaugh? You kind of technically just quoted a Michigan man and Jim Harbaugh. Just FYI.
Nah, nobody's better.
Wait.
He might be in the wee hours of his career, but that doesn't mean that he ain't the GOAT.
Well, yeah, Nikki, go ahead. Wrap it up. Speak to the people. Get everything else off your chest.
What'd you learn? What'd you think of 2022? And what plans for 2020?
2023.
My 2022, well, it's been great. I spent the first 6 months of it as a college student at Texas A&M University. My senior year blew chunks, but I hobbled through it barely. I lost a lot of GPA my last semester of college because I was more focused on working and making money for my future move to LA than my classes. But I still pulled out magna cum laude, so can't really, shit on myself too hard for that.
Fire.
But post June has been amazing. I'm looking back on the second half of 2022 with, admiration. I moved to LA. I'm getting jobs, setting myself up for my future, putting myself to be successful. I'm really proud of myself for what I've done, and strides in our respective careers. As far as 2023 goes, I want to keep working out, focusing on my physical health as well as my mental health, and I really want to get a full-time job rather than 15 different side gigs, which is a little mentally draining. But other than that, proud of myself, and I'm really excited to see what 2023 has for me.
Love that. We're proud of you too. Keep it up.
Proud of you, Queen.
Finger snap.
Just got to fight Lane Kiffin in 2023. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll beat his ass.
You know, if you want SEC Media Day credentials, we're going to work on that just so you can ask him the first question. Pay to be in that room.
No questions. It will be hands.
Special delivery, up close and personal.
All right, Kenny, go ahead.
I just want to say I'm thankful for everybody in my life, friends, family. This year started off really, really crazy for me. Like, was I working at Chick-fil-A? No, I wasn't. Shit. Yeah, I was working at Chick-fil-A to start the year. Almost was there for a year. Knew I just needed to get something that was close to home, and I finally got that. Then I got Din Tai Fung. But then, like, my whole situation with turning 30 and my ID expired, I had to wait 2 fucking months to get my ID because the stupid post office fucked it up. And yeah, started working at Din Tai Fung, hated it, but loved the free fried rice. Still I met some cool people there, some young cats. Shout out to them. You know, I was able to actually they call me the OG. That made me feel good. Like I'm giving them advice, talking them off the ledge because they want to punch a manager, and I'm like, I've been where you've been before. Here's how you need to play this. Like I felt like this year I got to be the mentor that I didn't always necessarily have growing up. Like when I was 20 in the workforce, just slugging it out against other grown adults, getting fucked over. I just had to figure it out and keep working. Like I didn't really get much of a break. I just had to keep going. And I feel like now that I'm 30, like I have a nephew. He just turned 19 months yesterday. And it's like I finally got a chance to be like that mentor, which is I like that role. And it's like it's dope that we got, a chance to play a small part in the journey of, Nikki. We got to Pete and I. We had a chance to play, a small role in the journey of Lucas and Nikki and their careers and where they're gonna go, and they're gonna go far. And I'm excited that we played some kind of role in doing that. Getting the job working at NFL Network was like really groundbreaking for me because I needed that. I deserved that moment of like, okay, I can put this kind of work behind me now. And I can fully immerse myself into this career path and see where it takes me. And then I had the holiday party at my job, and that was cool. And I've a lot of cool, dope coworkers. And you find out the more you talk to people, it's like, damn, like, oh, you're insanely talented too. And you're just trying to figure it out, just like me. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of...
I've only been telling you that for 6 years.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to experience shit. People could tell you all day something, but until you feel it yourself, you tend to not believe it because I have a lot of built-in skepticism and cynicism.
That comes from loss and trauma.
Yeah, I know, which I'm working through.
Because the folks who do get it, they just save themselves a heartache and time.
Yeah, but, I mean, sometimes you got...
Like the people we've had on this show.
Hey, man.
And you're just as talented as anyone else, so...
Hey, man. Sometimes you got to grow at your own speed, or sometimes you got to realize that your process... The biggest thing I learned this year is success doesn't have to hurt. Success doesn't have to feel bad. You can just succeed, and it's a good thing. And you don't have to put extras on it. You don't have to be like, oh, it's so much better than what I was because where I was sucked and I hated it. It's like, no, where you were was what you had to do to get to where you are now. So be prideful of that entire journey. Don't shame yourself. Don't shame your occupation. Don't shame whatever work you had to do. Be proud of the progress that you made. Because when I look back at the progress that I've made this year, I went from, okay, covered the Senior Bowl, what am I going to do now? You know what? I'm going to cover Pac-12 because this is the time to cover Pac-12. I'm a credentialed USC beat writer. In 2 days, I'm going to Dallas or Arlington to cover the Cotton Bowl game live, USC against Tulane. You know, who'd have thunk it? If you would have told me this is what I was going to be doing, I'd be like, damn, that's kind of dope. Sometimes you just...
I literally told you that like 3 years ago, too.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Pete, okay? Jesus. I told you the washcloth 3 years ago. You finally got one, all right? People learn and grow in their own time. You still don't wash the back of your neck, though. But anyway, to wrap this up for me, I'm just happy I'm in a better space and I'm navigating it better and I'm handling my traumas better. And I'm recognizing trauma and other things and other people that I care about. So I'm trying to help kind of steer them away from let's be honest. When we're like going through shit at a base level, we're really just acting off survival. We're not necessarily thinking for what the long-term decision could be that will be better. Sometimes you just need people in your life to tell you, like, you can do this. Like, like, where you want to be on the other side of this can happen. You just actually have to believe it and then go do it. Because, I mean, I covered the NFL, PA Bowl, Senior Bowl, USC, Pac-12 Media Day, LA Bowl, about to cover the Cotton Bowl. Next year, I'll be covering the national championship game. I'm just going to put that out there. And the Rose Bowl. They shouldn't have fucking denied me, but that's their loss. It's God's plan. I'm going to go to Texas. It's going to be colder than a hooker's heart 3 weeks after Jesus died in Jerusalem. So I'm going to be excited for that. And, yeah, I get to hug my nephew, by the way, Isaiah. He likes to play with the back scratcher I have on my bed. He picked it up and he hit me in the mouth 2 days ago and cut my fucking... Like, he hit me so hard, the tooth and the gums in my mouth just started bleeding. And I'm just like... It's my job to, like, round this boy out. It's like I feel like this God of War, and, like, I'm just like, come here, Loki. I gotta train you to be a good person. Because I, like, all the things that my mom said about me as a baby and as a kid, I see it in my nephew. And it's like, oh, shit, somebody has to tell him about the Barry men in the family. Like, look, we're a wild bunch, all right? Nothing wrong with that. You just gotta learn to navigate the terrain and kind of just calm down and take things easy. But I'm blessed and I'm thankful for everybody in my life and everything that I've been through. And you just told me at the beginning of this year, hey, you're gonna get a job at NFL Network in August. You just gotta keep working some shitty jobs, some dishwashing jobs until then. I'm like, damn, all right, fuck it, let's do it. So yeah, I'm excited for the future and I'm excited for 2023. Everything that comes next.
Turn. All right. 2022. Well, I had a shit ton of highs. I had a shit ton of lows. A lot of fucking mediocre shit in the middle that I kind of don't remember or forgot. I would go into details, but Kenny ran out of time making his show short today. So yeah.
It's the end of the year show, damn it. It's the end of the year show.
We don't look back. That doesn't mean we get to shit the bed and just fuck everything.
I mean,
that means we go hard and we produce the best show that we possibly can.
I think we just need to reflect on the year that was and, get our shit off.
Yeah, we didn't need 2 hours and 15 minutes to do that. We could have did that in an hour and 35.
Yeah, well, next year we'll get back to that format.
I guess. But yeah, anyways, a lot of highs, a lot of lows for me. I think ultimately what I learned, much like Kenny said, is like, I deserve to be happy. Like, I put in a lot of work in my prospective crafts. I've got multiple different resumes that I worked really fucking hard for. I became internationally syndicated and I write for an outlet that gets billions of impressions and is distributed all over America and the UK. Wrote my first soccer and wrestling and whatever else article. Got my biggest check for a single article. You don't even want me to talk about my PR portfolio because, good Lord, I got fucking hits. I might be the fucking hit boy of PR. I don't know. And the sad thing is, I don't even know if I like it. Fuck. But going back to what I said at the beginning, it's like I realized that like it's okay if I don't like it. It's okay if I'm not doing everything exactly how I want to do it and executing it exactly how I want it. Because guess what? I deserve to be happy. So sometimes I gotta knock out a column an hour before the game time. That is what it is. Like sometimes if I don't make it to your thing, like I got kids, I got other shit going on. It is what it is. Like if I can't be there for a family member because I ain't got it or because I ain't got the time or whatever, like it is what it is. And that's how it's always been. But I think the pandemic and all the loneliness just kind of makes you feel guilty and survivor guilt for like trying to overcompensate and get back to the way things were. But the truth is things are never going to be back to the way they were. So for now, all I can do is do my best to be happy and support the people that I can when I can. And they will understand.